I remember that well. It was 4 years ago yesterday. First Mets cycle since Scott Hairston in 2012. But the craziest part about that, he got the home run in the 8th inning and then the triple in the 9th. And there was nobody more beloved on that 2022 team than Eduardo Escobar.
I loved him as a player, Steve.
Here's your Honda Mets starting lineup. MJ Melendez in there and starting in left field. No Mark Vientos in the lineup today. Juan Soto will be DHing. Other than that, pretty much similar cast of characters.
And there's your starting pitcher, Randy Velasquez. 5 wins. He has in his. The Padres have scored 2 or fewer runs 8 of his 12 starts. He's had 1 start against the Mets. That was last September. That was the 3rd shortest appearance of his career. The Mets roughed him up in 2 1/3 innings. And your Padre, Mohegan Sun defense. You've got 2 guys with first start out, the corner outfielders, Samad Taylor and Jace Bowen, just called up beginning of June. This is their first starts in the corner outfield positions, first starts of the season for them. And you got Tatis at second base. This is Tatis's 27th start at second base. He has 35 in right field.
And there's a little reunion. Mets third base coach Tim Leeper, who of course was with the Padres in the past, with the old third baseman Manny Machado. And there's the Padres manager Craig Stammen in his first year.
You know, it's a funny game, Steve. You got Freddie Fermin, who's starting behind the plate, is getting rewarded for the game-winning 2-run home run.
Carson Benj leads off.
He came into the game with a 133 batting average, second lowest of anybody in Major League Baseball, and he hits a 2-run home run to win the game.
On an 0 for 30. The longest of his career and the second longest active streak in the league.
Another beautiful crowd. What a day to play baseball.
Fouled off, 1 and 2. Yeah, it's about as good as it gets.
You know what I call this kind of day? In San Diego, number 1. Day game. Beautiful weather. I'd go to the park. This is a 4 for 4 day.
Oh, I love that. That's a base hit for Carson Benj. Just his 5th base hit leading off the game, and the Mets in business early on, 1 on.
And that's something that he's really improved on, that up fastball. Up and in gives him trouble, but that was bled out over the plate, and he went right with it. He's really as he's become more relaxed and comfortable in the major leagues, he's handling that up pitch a lot better.
Benj always a threat to steal. 10 for 12 so far on the bases. Here's Bo Bichette. Bichette takes strike 1, having a nice series. 3 for 8, a double and a triple. Coming off the 4 for 4 game in the series finale against Seattle, so a nice 3-game stretch for Bichette. Takes it up and in, 1 and 1. There's a home plate umpire, Chad Fairchild. It'll be Jonathan Parra at first base, Chad Whitson at second, and Brian Walsh at third.
Chad Fairchild is the crew chief, friendly on pitches on the outside edge to right-hand batters. He is generally a hitter-friendly umpire.
Looked like he was saying something to the Mets dugout. Throw back to Benj. Gets him there safely. But Keith, you mentioned the run support for Randy Vasquez. Just 23 total runs in 12 starts, and 6 of them came in 1 game. That is scorched into left field. That'll be down for extra bases off the wall. Bichette rounds first. He's into second. A closer play than anticipated, but he's in there safely. So a double by Bichette. Benj in at third, and the Mets have 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out.
Well. This is impressive. That's the first time this year on a fastball Bichette got the barrel out and pulled it and ripped it down the left field line. That's the most positive sign I've seen from Bo, because he naturally goes the other way. That's his strength. But for a turn on a good fastball in and pull it like that, that's great.
So here's Juan Soto, 0 for 8 in the series so far.
And a close play. Nice. He got in there. Oh, he almost slid past the bag.
Third extra base hit of the series for Bo Bichette. Popped up by Soto, but that'll reach the seats.
Yeah, he got the catcher there on a backswing. Got him on a helmet. That's why the catchers wear helmets today. So much more of that today than when I played.
Why do you think that is, Keith?
Look at the follow through, the full let go of the hand too. I have no idea. I really have no idea. I wish I could tell you, Steve, but I just don't know.
Sometimes the best answer is I don't know. Taken for a strike on the inside corner, 1-2.
Juan hit that bullet, absolute bullet for the double play last night, and that was in the 8th inning. Runners on first and second, right at the second baseman. Unfortunate.
Well, as we mentioned last night, sometimes better to be lucky than good.
Yeah.
In the bottom half of the inning, Padres keep the inning alive on that soft ground ball, perfectly placed. And then the Mets hit a scorcher in the top of the 8th that ends up in an inning-ending double play.
Well, you know what they say. You don't want to give the opposing team an extra out. And there's a case where it bit them. You know, if I felt that Jared could have made that play, Young, and he's not a first baseman, so I can't put a fault on it on him.
Ground ball to the right side, that'll score a run. Tatis makes the play at first, but Carson Bench crosses home plate, and the Mets take the early 1-0 lead.
And advances the runner to third.
So that'll bring up Jared Young now. 2 for 8 in this series. Had a home run in the opener. Swings through that pitch. Good slider by Vasquez, 0-1.
Ooh, good up and in fastball. And Steve, it's a final in Atlanta. They were down 2-0, and they just continue to march on. They came back and won that ball game 3-2 in Atlanta.
They don't lose.
They swept the Pirates.
Taken high, 1-2. They're just a juggernaut once again. The Braves, pretty remarkable what they're doing so far this season.
They're getting pitching, they're getting hitting. Chris Sale is just tearing it up.
Swung on a miss, strike 3 for out number 2.
Now that's the pitch right there that Jared has to lay off. That up and in fastball. It's the toughest pitch to hit. He's a low ball hitter. Discipline yourself in BP to lay off that pitch.
2 outs now for A.J. Ewing, who, of all the impressive things he's done so far early in his big league career, that at bat yesterday in the 9th inning against Mason Miller, working the walk, that to me was the most impressive one I've seen.
I agree with you 100%. He's walked 10 times out of 21 full counts, and that's extraordinary for a young 21-year-old player, rookie.
Popped up into left field. Coming on is Samad Taylor.
Whoa.
Stops a few feet to the right of the line and makes the grab to end the inning. But
whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly.
My moderate to severe.
The marina out here in gorgeous San Diego. Just a picture perfect day And of course, a big, big military town. The couple out front, mimicking the statue behind.
Oh, yes. That famous photo.
Your Hyundai starting lineup for the San Diego Padres. Craig Stammen really leaning into the idea that Sean Manaea will in fact be the bulk pitcher. 8 of the 9 Padres in the starting lineup are righties, despite the fact that Huascar Brazoban, the righty, is on the mound.
Well, there he is, about to make his 6th start of the season. And this is an all right-handed lineup that the Padres are throwing out there in, I guess, anticipation that Manaea or Peterson's going to come in. It's going to be Manaea. So there's only one left-hand hitter. So Brazoban may go more than 1 inning. I would think he's going to maybe go 2. I don't know if he'll go 3, but at least 2.
You know, Keith, I hate to do this, but Gary would probably say this, so I'm going to.
What?
Are you listening to me?
I didn't listen?
No. I said exactly the same thing.
Well, just, you know, I wanted to reiterate and punch it.
Really give it an emphasis. Well, here's that one lefty, Jackson Merrill.
I was distracted. I was looking. My computer is not. I like to follow the pitch count, and it's not working. And I was fiddling with it. So sorry.
No, that's all right. By the way, the reason why Fernando Tatis is on first base, despite only 3 pitches being thrown, the first pitch was an automatic ball, pitch clock violation. Tatis, 14 stolen bases. And the count 1-1. Jackson Merrill hitting exactly 200. 0 for 8 in this series with 2 strikeouts. There goes Tatis. Low throw. Unable to be handled by Bichette. And Fernando Tatis has his 15th stolen base of the season.
Well, good jump. He would have been safe all the way. Nice backup by Simeon. And he tried to deke him as if he was running out to outfield.
That ball laced foul.
You know, notice with Jackson Merrill, I just don't remember him having such a big uppercut swing. I mean, serious uppercut. And he's not going to be able to handle a pitch upstairs with that uppercut.
He fouls that pitch away to stay alive.
Then we'll do your Metropolitan Car Shield defense and Luis Torrens. Surprise start today. A night game, a day game following a night game, but he's getting the start the entire series. Had himself a nice road trip.
Taken outside, the count full. 3-2 on Jackson Merrill, who, well, listen, we've talked about how bad of a year he is having, but he was the guy to break Christopher Sanchez's scoreless inning streak on Wednesday. Had an RBI single in the 7th against the Phillies. That streak was 50 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings, the longest in Phillies history, the 5th longest in Major League Baseball history, and the longest ever by a lefty.
See that. Well, that kind of says it all. It's OPS, on base percentage, and slug. It just, those are important 3 categories, and runs, of course.
Jackson Merrill works a walk, so back-to-back walks to start the first.
You remember the last time that Brazoban in Seattle started, he gave up 2 runs. But he has just been really solid in the bullpen. And it is going to be Manaea.
Well, that last start, he had a scoreless first inning, came back out and gave up a 2-run home run in the 2nd to Patrick Wisdom. Surprisingly faced 9 batters through 33 pitches the last time he was an opener.
So you've got Peterson in the bullpen with 6 days rest, And Sean, will be pitching as if he's in the rotation on 5 days rest.
Well, Sean's really earned that. Over the last 5 outings, he has looked like a different pitcher. He's looked like the guy from a couple of years ago.
Well, nice block by Torrens. He is solid behind the plate.
Here's the 1-1 to tie France. Ground ball,
Get him out.
right back up the middle. On to second for one. The turn, in time double play. A 4-6-3 tailor-made double play, and 2 away.
I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, I believe this is the 3rd game, and the Padres do not run out ground balls. They're the most egregious I've seen all year.
So a huge double play, runner at third now, 2 outs for Manny Machado. And Machado's kind of been the poster boy of these offensive struggles. 1 for 8 in this series, hitting just 126 in his last 30 games.
He's just not getting the barrel through.
Popped up into left field. That should reach the seats, and it's 0-2.
Pitcher's best friend, that double play, get you out of trouble.
Only so much Craig Stammen can do when the big boys aren't performing. Up and in. Craig Stammen, 13 big league seasons as a relief pitcher. Spent the last 6 with the Padres, first 7 with the Nationals. And it's 2-2. That pitch low. Manny Machado, 33 years old, turns 34 in July. Ground ball foul. Signed a $350 million contract prior to the 2023 season that runs through 2033. That is lifted out to center field, but A.J. Ewing, no problem there. And Brazoban works around trouble, scoreless through 1.
And a blue moon.
Marcus Semien leads off the second for the Mets. Mets on top 1-0. Marcus Semien last night hit the go-ahead home run in the top of the 7th inning. Fourth home run in his last 11 games after hitting just 3 in his first 53. That one is scorched to deep left field. Back at the wall, looking up is Taylor, and it's gone. Marcus Semien, back-to-back games with a solo shot. Now 5 home runs in his last 12, and the Mets up 2-0.
3rd home run on this road trip. Boy, oh boy. It's the long season. Remember how lost Marcus looked in April and May?
Brett Beatty takes ball 1. Well, you heard the microphone in the dugout. Someone saying Marcus just killing it, baby. Last 12 games hitting .282 now.
Oh, hanging slider. That's where he likes the ball in. And that just was on a tee for him. And you make a pitch like that, you're going to be rubbing up a new one.
And that's been an issue for Randy Vasquez this season. 10th home run allowed, now 6 in his last 4 games. Beatty goes down swinging, 1 down.
And we'll take a topside view here. Oh, you can see that ball was middle on the inside corner, and just when you hang a breaking ball, you lose 3, 4, 5 miles per hour, probably 5 miles per hour on the pitch, and boy, the hitters can really just get the barrel out.
So here's MJ Melendez, first pitch swinging into right field. Jace Bowen makes the grab, and there's 2 down.
It lists Bowen as a center fielder, so he's in right field. And it also, on the other side, Samad Taylor, the left fielder, they have him listed as a second baseman, and he's out in left.
And Fernando Tatis playing second base, which has become something that is more and more or has been happening more and more as of late. Taking the Gold Glover in right field last year, the Platinum Glover, and moving him to second base. Luis Torrens now with 2 out. Takes ball 2. Torrens a 2-for-6 series, a double and a home run. Both of those hits coming in the first game. And he takes strike 1. Torrens, of course, the former Padre, taken in the Rule 5 draft prior to the 2017 season, having not played a game over single A. Ground ball, Fernando Tatis scoops it, fires to first to end the inning, but the Mets tack on another 2-0.
Unofficially.
Go down on the farm for an update on where things stand with slugging prospect Ryan Clifford on the latest episode of the Mets Pod. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts. So it'll be Sean Manaea, now the bulk guy.
Well, last time out in was Seattle, if I recall.
It was Seattle, Monday in Seattle.
5 strong innings. Only gave up, what, 1 hit, no runs? Or was it 1 run? I forget.
Ground ball gets past Bo Bichette. So a base hit for Xander Bogaerts to lead off the second.
Not to be repetitive, Steve, but Manaea in now. This is why San Diego started 8 right-hand hitters.
I heard that somewhere. But yes, Keith, Sean Manaea, he gave up the 1 run in that last outing, but it was the best outing of the season for Manaea.
No doubt.
4 strikeouts, a walk. Here's Miguel Andujar.
What he had was against the right-handers, he had a real tight slider, really, and kept it down and in, and not the sweeping, lazy breaking ball. And that's made him effective his last outing.
Popped up, and that'll reach the seats. Well, his last 5 outings, just 5 earned runs allowed in 16 2/3 innings. The velocity is right back up there after sitting with the fastball around 88, 89 for much of the season. And with that has come the confidence.
Ooh.
Well, we keep talking about it, but the last 12 games for the Padres, they've only won 2, and it is not surprising when you look at those numbers.
That's 8 for 59 with runners in scoring position. And that batting average was right on, 133. Good job, Truck.
Scooped into left field, going back is Melendez, and makes a diving grab. What a play by MJ Melendez to rob Miguel Andujar for the first out.
Oh, wow. That's as fine a play as you're going to see from an outfielder. That was double written all over it, maybe triple because he dove and missed it. Look at this. That is fabulous. He had to run and covered a lot of ground.
Just an amazing play from M.J. Melendez. Look at Sean Manaea here.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Yes. They almost got two because what is the runner doing? Bogart's got to keep your eye on the ball.
Jace Bowen, the batter, takes it on the inside corner for strike 2.
You got to get back to the bag. Beautiful play.
Especially from someone who doesn't play all that much defense. Into right center field. Should be Benj's ball. 2 down.
I tell you what, I really enjoy watching these two youngsters out there in the outfield working together. Right field, Benj and Ewing in center. We got a beautiful view here. I love the elevation we're at. I can see the field and watch them glide towards each other and balls in the gap. One guy backing up. They cover ground. It's just fun to watch these two.
Samad Taylor with 2 outs now, the batter. Well, the thing I noticed from up here that I don't really see from down on the sidelines is how much ground they cover, like you talked about.
Yep.
Because there are things that just instinctively feel like they're going to be base hits that are not. And they're not necessarily diving grabs. The two of them are just there to make the plays.
And they have good instincts. They get good jumps on balls. Benj playing a little shallow and right.
And the thing you have to remember about A.J. Ewing is this is a guy who never played the outfield until he got into the Mets organization 3 years ago. So this is still a work in progress.
You see Benj out and right there. That's shallow.
There goes the runner. The throw down.
No
not
chance.
in time. Xander Bogaerts steals the bag. Second stolen base in 2 innings for the Padres.
Well,
Never mind. That was a 3-ball count. So Samad Taylor walks. No stolen base. Here's last night's hero, Freddie Fermin. We talked about Luis Torrens starting the day game after a night game. How often do we see both catchers in this day and age who started the night game starting the day game the next day?
Well, they're young guys. They can do it. Well, here's your hero from last night. Gosh.
He had been struggling so much. In the month of May, Fermin hit just .098.
Another guy holds his hands real high.
Keith, what do you think that's about?
I don't know. I just think it's being taught. I don't know. I'd like, you know, I let her high for where the hands are. You want to have as little take back as possible. I mean, it seems like to me if your hands are up high, you got to go back and down a little bit. It's a lot of movement. You want to just be short, take back, and right to the ball.
2 on, 2 out. The 1-2 to Fermin. Just missed outside. 2-2. Freddie Fermin, the former Kansas City Royal, traded to San Diego at the deadline last year. Long hold from Sean.
Sean, a little worried about that guy at second base.
Steps off.
I don't think he's going. I don't think Bogaerts is going anywhere. He got 2 outs.
And he is going. Double steal attempt, but that one served into right field, and that's the speed of Carson Bench we were talking about. He makes that play look easy. Through 2, Mets on top 2. Back in the 3rd inning, Mets on top 2-0. And Keith, we've talked about how great this setting is, how unique a ballpark it is. Certainly the Western Metal Supply Co. building being a part of the ballpark is as unique as it gets in Major League Baseball. And you see the foul pole is actually painted on to the side of the Western Metal Supply Co. building.
It was designated a landmark in 1978, and it was built in 1909, and it was part of the hub of all the industrial in downtown San Diego. They didn't want to, they couldn't tear the building down, so they constructed the ballpark around that building.
And not to be outdone, as Carson Bench leads off the 3rd. On the right field side, it's a very high foul pole, and in case it wasn't high enough, they decided to put Jack in the Box on top.
Oh boy, I got a story that I can't tell you on the air about Jack in the Box.
Oh, I look forward to it. Let's make this a quick inning, boys. I'm sorry, I know the Mets are on offense, but I need to hear this.
We would in high school, we'd do Jack in the Box, the drive-through. There he is.
That's
again.
going to be a second base hit for Carson Bench into center field.
Another pitch up in the strike zone, out over the plate. Really wraps that bat, or that was a little lower in the strike zone. Boy, he's got a big follow through. Just about the same spot. Wouldn't recommend that. You know, you're 0 for 2 if you're the pitcher against him. I wouldn't throw it there.
That'll bring up Bo Bichette. Had a double in the 1st inning. He takes strike 1.
Oh wow! Look at the bats pointing toward center field.
Calling a shot. That's where I hit it.
How's he do that?
A lot of flexibility. You know, I think Carson Bench is kind of a prime example of why different things work for different guys, and you have to just let certain guys be, because you wouldn't teach that Carson Bench swing.
No,
but it works for him.
It does.
Swung on a miss, strike 3. So Bichette goes down on 3 pitches for out number 1.
I mean, you would have to say, I mean, it's an unorthodox swing, but it's not horribly or unorthodox. It's a lot of movement. He drops his head down too, you know, when he swings, which is interesting to me. But that's how he was taught, and that's how he gets it done. So why change it? It got him here to the big leagues.
Juan Soto had an RBI in the 1st inning. Grounded out to second, but Carson Bench scored. He takes strike 1 from Vasquez. And you know, Keith, in the first game of this series, we saw Michael King, who was traded for Juan Soto. Randy Vasquez also part of that deal. Big hack 0-2.
Juan went out of the strike zone there. He's having a hard time on this road trip. He's 2 for 23 on this trip.
Well, he does not have good numbers at Petco Park. Coming into the day, 120 games played here, a .225 batting average. And Juan actually this season has been struggling on the road, hitting just .215 on the road. At home, .354. Good eye there, 2-2.
Well, wow. There they are, the big top 5, Mickey Mantle. Gene Tennis. Wow.
There's that eye again. It's 3-2. Well, as great as Soto has been in terms of working walks, he's on a bit of a slump there right now. Hasn't walked in 6 straight games, which is the longest stretch this season. There goes Benj, and there's the walk. So that streak comes to an end, and the Mets have 2 runners on with 1 out. Updated look at the NL East standings. The Braves 45-21.
That is 66 games in, and they've got 45 wins.
Amazing.
They are tearing it up.
Marlins won the series, by the way. They beat Tampa Bay 4-1 today. Sandy Alcantara, 7 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. As the pitching coach, Ruben Niebla, comes out to talk to Vasquez. Mets will face the Braves for the first time this season next weekend at Citi Field.
They broke up that tea party, as we used to say. Now he's got Jared Young. He struck him out the first at bat with 2 straight up and in fastballs.
Two on and 1 out. Young takes that pitch just outside. Ground ball foul, 1-1.
Well, the book on Young is he's a dead red fastball hitter. So you see 2 straight. Interesting. He struck him out with 2 up and in fastballs the first at bat, but this at bat, 2 straight sliders. Change up. So everything's secondary so far to Jared.
See Soto leading off first and looking mainly at the runner in front of him, Carson Benj. Into center field, coming on is Jackson Merrill, shielded from the sun by those sunglasses. You saw the glint off the sunglasses. 2 down.
Okay. It looks like he's got stars.
That's a great freeze by our truck. Well, the sunglasses worked. Reflected off. Here's A.J. Ewing now with 2 outs. Flied out to left field to end the first. And these guys went out to deep center field. Backing up is Merrill at the track. A couple steps in front. Squeezes the glove. And that neutralizes the threat. Through 2.5, Mets up. Bottom 3, second inning of work for Sean Manaea. Threw a fastball for ball 1 to Fernando Tatis Jr. And it's 2-0. Tatis with a leadoff walk in the first inning, stole a base. His 13th of the season, 15th of the season. And that one bends over for a strike. Tatis 3 for 8 in this series. Good sweeper, and it's 2-2. Tatis hitting .319 against left-handed pitchers this year. Home plate umpire Chad Fairchild brushing off the plate.
Yep, dusted it off.
Ground ball right back to Manaea, and he grabbed it out of the air. Wow. Sean Manaea, the cat-like reflexes for out number 1.
Well, nice play by Sean. I think Simeon had it covered up the middle.
Here comes Jackson Merrill now. He takes a ball, and we send it down to Michelle Margot.
Thanks, Steve. It's actually a pretty interesting story how Craig Stammen was hired as Padres manager. So obviously we know he most recently played in 2022, and then he was a special assistant in the front office. And this offseason he was just sitting in on managerial interviews, kind of helping the front office. And he was kind of giving his 2 cents. You know, this guy would be player friendly. This wasn't a very player forward take. And then halfway through the process, A.J. Preller just asked him if he wanted to interview for the job himself. He said, "We think you'd be really good for the job." Obviously, we know the rest is history. But Joe Musgrove was a teammate of Stammen's and now plays under him. And he said he is the same guy. He was everything you wanted in a teammate to be back then. And he's similar as a manager now. And I asked Stammen what has surprised him the most about the job. And he said, how many meetings I have to be in. I don't have to lead every meeting, but I'm involved in every meeting in some form or another. I meet with players, certain coaches. I meet with the media twice a day, the front office, etc. So though he was absolutely a mentor and a leader before he became a manager, he is much busier now.
Well, meetings are certainly a thing that we've taken note of across the league. A lot of meetings in this day and age, but it's a great story for Craig Stammen, and how he got hired as Jackson Merrill takes strike 3 called.
Yeah, Musgrove said he realized that Stammen was definitely going to be a player's manager all the way back in spring training. He's so recently removed from his playing days that he was really open to the idea of them just being off their feet as much as possible in spring training, and that was kind of the first realization and example of how Stammen was going to be, just very open-minded, very collaborative.
Well, there's a couple of recent retirees as we got a challenge from Luis Torrens. But Kurt Suzuki, that was a ball. Oh, and just barely.
They tricked us too. They had the red tail coming in. That usually means strike.
Is that accurate? The red tail means strike?
Well, it's supposed to be a strike. When they do that, it's green when it's a ball.
I didn't realize.
It fooled me. So they lose a challenge there, the Mets. Obviously, state the obvious.
But I was saying Kurt Suzuki also somewhat of a surprise hire when he got hired by the Angels this offseason. 1-2.
There's a new generation of coaches and managers that are coming up, and that's, you know, time marches on, and we're getting a whole new generation of coaches and managers.
Starting to be strange for me. I know you said get used to it, but now I'm starting to see guys that I covered coach, manage, and that's odd.
For me, it's just the opposite. It's odd because these people have never played against.
Yeah, right. Punched out with a strike at the letters. So Sean Manaea gets back-to-back Ks. 1-2-3 inning for the Padres. Marcus Semien, first pitch swinging, lines it into center field for out number 1. Before we move on to the next batter, Keith, you want to hear something amazing about Marcus Semien?
Tell me.
So that home run that he hit in the second inning, it was on an 0-2 pitch. The last time Semien hit an 0-2 pitch for a home run was over 3 years ago.
Really?
2023. In his career, 261 home runs, only 8 of them on 0-2 pitches.
I can believe that. Even hitters in a hole there. Well, not literally. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Here's Brett Beatty, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The Beatty and Melendez here in the 4th. Served into left field, and that'll reach the seats. 2-1. Beatty 3 for 8 now in the series. Pair of RBIs. And he has another base hit. That one will go into the corner, and Beatty rounds first. He's got himself a double. 1 out, runner in scoring position for the Mets in the 4th.
Well, gets around on the fastball, and that's been the trouble with Brett. And this one, that's good. That's good to see.
So an opportunity now for MJ Melendez, who is 0 for 1, but has the play of the game so far.
Sure does.
In that second inning, robbing Miguel Andujar of an extra base RBI. Well, here is that catch. It's your Allstate Good Hands play.
I would think it would be, huh? Yep, that makes Sean happy.
I love how MJ was just a matter of fact. Point in, 1 out.
He's a good defender. He's fast. He can cover ground.
Former second-round pick of the Royals. Originally taken as a catcher.
And the opposite end of the look at how low Melendez holds his hands, below his letters, really. And interesting how he strides. He steps in the bucket. That's why he likes that ball down and in. He steps in the bucket, and that's why he has trouble with the pitch away. But when he steps into the bucket a little bit, boy, that just makes down and in is where its happy area is.
Taken high, 2-2. Of course, MJ a little over a week ago, his biggest hit as a Met, the walk-off 3-run home run against Miami in the 10th.
That was his first career, correct?
First career walk-off RBI. Off the end of the bat, reaches for that one. Bad route taken by Bowen, but he gets in there in time to make the second out. So 2 outs now for Luis Torrens. We were talking about how recently Craig Stammen played when Torrens was on the Padres back in 2017. Craig Stammen was a pitcher for the Padres. Andy Green, the Mets farm director, managed that team.
Yes, he did.
Hot shot into deep left center field. Going back is Taylor. He has a beat on it. Whoa. And he makes the grab. So hard contact from Torrens. But Taylor equal to the task. Through 3.5. Mets still up by 2. Keith, know what word we have to use? Go ahead.
You tell me. I'm at
Stunning.
Oh, that's a new word.
That's your favorite word.
That is
to describe San Diego.
Is that a stunning swimming pool down there?
Stunning. It is stunning.
You know what's stunning is that train. What happened to that train yesterday?
Well,
that went off the tracks.
Why don't you tell everybody?
There's a big train that runs through right up over the right field line of the, and it runs along the hotel road, and they have a lot of the freight trains that come through, and they come through very slow. One jumped the track, and it tilted over, and there's an overpass, one of the main roads here in San Diego, 4 lanes, and it went up against the pillars. It's elevated, and it tipped over and crashed into one of the, there it is right there. You can see right in the center of your screen. And that road right there is a very well-traveled four-lane road. That is shut down, obviously. It happened yesterday around 3 hours before the ball game started.
Did you happen to see it first, or you heard about it?
Well, you can see that one pillar on the left.
The good news is nobody got hurt.
Well, there was no one. It's a freight train, and they go very slow. So it wasn't going at a high speed or even a medium speed, but that's going to take a while to fix.
Machado goes down swinging. Fastball blown right by him. 1 away.
I mean, Machado is just really like in Mirkwood Forest.
Machado, the strikeout rate is at a career high right now, and you know it's still early enough where you don't know if it's just a slump or something deeper. Still just 33 years old, right? Turns 34 in July.
And should you know, I was always told 28 to 32 was your prime. Your prime years. You develop into a man physically, and then at that point too, you've had 6-7 years in the big leagues, and you mature also mentally in the mental part of the game, attacking pitchers. So there's no reason why he should be on the down, you know, that much on the downside. But what I always see, guys with long swings, when they lose a little bit of that reflex because of that long swing, they usually go off a cliff because they can't get the barrel out. Now a guy like Ewing, short compact stroke, Pete Rose, Tony Gwynn, they're going to last longer than the guys with the big long swings. And the most important thing I can say is, for me, when I wasn't getting around on the fastball the last year in my career, your mind tells you, you know, you're not getting around, and you're going, gosh, I'm just not getting. I've hit that pitch my whole career, and you hear the noise from the outside. Is he getting old? Is he over the hill? And you're not getting there, and so your mind tells you, your brain, you tell yourself, I got to start quicker, and that is the trap. You've got to just stay back. Then you start fishing at bad breaking balls because you're starting too quick. You're committing too quick, and it's a mental battle. Now I don't know if that's the case with Machado, and that's my personal experience.
Well, the Padres better hope that this is just a blip, because Machado is under contract for 7 more seasons after this.
Well, yeah, and it's been a season-long slump for him.
Yes.
So that's quite a, you know, where the Padres are playing their 64th game. That's a lot of season.
Miguel Andujar with 2 outs. Robbed in the 2nd inning by MJ Melendez.
You know, Steve, when I slumped in my prime, it was only like 52, 60 at bats. You divide that by 4 bats per game on an average. That comes to, do the math for me, what, 12 games, 15 games.
If you're talking 60, divided by 4 is 15.
Okay, so it's 2 weeks you're coming to the park and you're slumping, and it's not, you're just trying to surge.
Off the end of the bat, right side, handled by Jared Young, and Sean Manaea has retired 7 in a row, 4 through 4 innings.
Whites and Luxembourg delivers.
Hey, look who it is. This is what I was talking about, Keith. That's Kevin Plawecki, the former Met.
Yep.
Now the catching coach with San Diego. This is what I meant when I said I feel old. Kevin Plawecki came up with the Mets in 2015, the first full season that I was covering the team. He actually put together a nice career. And Carson Bench has a 3-hit afternoon.
How about that? That was a slider right there.
But Plawecki played 8 seasons, 4 with the Mets, 1 with Cleveland.
Oh, hanger.
3 with Boston and 1 with Texas.
It's always funny to me. All of the catchers wind up coaches or managers, particularly the backup catchers. I think because they sit and you're able to watch. I think if you're an everyday player, you're focused on playing every day and winning a ball game and getting hits, or if it's a pitcher. Well, actually, everyday player. I'm just going to stick with that. But when you're a bench player, you can hang around the manager and watch how he manages if you're interested in managing, and it's what you want to do after your career's over. You're watching and you observe how managers handle the team, how they make their moves. There you go. There you go.
Serves one into right field, and he has a 2-hit afternoon.
That's why I like Bichette in the 2-hole. He's starting to swing the bat now. He's coming around. He hit that bullet in the first inning, that double. He pulled down the left field line. Now fastball away, right with it. Beautiful. He's coming. I think he's there. Shoulder's okay, I guess, huh?
That was scary yesterday, but looks okay now as Juan Soto comes to the plate. Bo Bichette 5 for 10 in this series, 3 extra base hits after that 4 for 4 day to finish the Seattle series. Big swing for Soto, 0-1.
Yeah, Juan's just like every swing is like for the downs. He's been pulling off, which not much. He just wants to pull.
Soto had the RBI in the first inning, broke a 6-game walkless streak in the third.
Yep. Vasquez hasn't had great command with that changeup. Gets a lot of sink, but he misses really wide out of the strike zone to the lefty. He needs to perfect that. Yep.
And it's 3-1.
It's pretty much it's pretty much this repeat of the at bat when he walked him in the third inning, last at bat. Secondary stuff, falling behind, getting himself in trouble here.
No action up. Now there is in the Padres bullpen. As he walks taken for a strike. No, he doesn't.
No,
he walks the bases. Walk the bases loaded. Yuki Matsui. First one up in the pen.
I got to think if you're going to want that guy ready in the bullpen, going to get your pitching coach out there to kind of buy some time. This game's about to be blown open. There you go. There you go.
4 of the next 5 batters, lefties.
And it's the pitching coach Nieblo. And he noticed how he walked out. You can do that. That's buying more time. They're rushing that pitcher, that lefty out there, Matsui. He's got to get ready. So you wouldn't be surprised if they make the umpire walk out and break up the party, and then take your time walking back to the dugout. You can do that.
New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by New York Presbyterian. June is Men's Health Month, and on June 9th, the Mets and the New York Presbyterian are offering free prostate cancer screenings for men 40 and older at Citi Field's Heineken Diamond Lounge. Get screened and receive a voucher for 2 free tickets to a 2026 Mets game.
For some reason, I just always thought it was cool. Pitching coaches, when they walk out to talk to the pitcher and walk off.
Really taking his time.
It's just one of those things I like.
But Vasquez will stay in to face Jared Young. Young 0 for 2 today.
Boy, you're in a bases loaded as a hitter now, and he's missed 1-0. Boy, ahead in the count. He can't walk me. I'm in the driver's seat.
Interesting too how Craig Stammen has the left side of the infield pretty much in, but the right side of the infield playing halfway.
Well, it's really halfway at second base with Tatis and the first baseman with a pull hitter up.
Ground ball foul, 1-2. Jared Young had a home run in the opener. Into center field. That will dunk for a base hit. The runners had to hold up, but one will score. Carson Benj, his second run of the afternoon. Jared Young, the RBI base hit. And the Mets take a 3-0 lead.
Well, Bichette had to hold. He had to make sure that the ball was going to drop. So Young comes through again, and that's going to be all for Vasquez. Threw him a fastball. That's the right thing to do. But that ball was hit deep enough. You just don't want to run yourself out of an inning and get doubled up. Nobody up.
Randy Vasquez out after 4+. He's responsible for all 3 runners on base. Your Nissan call to the bullpen. It'll be Yuki Matsui coming up next.
I'll show myself out.
Oh, what a spot for Yuki Matsui to come into. Bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the 5th.
Well, it's even a better spot for Mr. Ewing. Bases loaded, nobody out. Pitcher has to come after you, throw a strike.
You see why they made the call right now for the lefty. A.J. Ewing this season 3 for 22 against left-handed pitching. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts.
Infield in.
Long hold.
I'll say. Slider, first pitch.
Matsui just 1 earned run allowed in 17 innings pitched this season. Pitched on Friday night, faced just 1 batter, struck out Mark Vientos on 3 pitches.
He taps his glove when he comes off the belt. Let's pause.
That one is into right field. Caught by Jace Bowen. The runner tags, and Bo Bichette in at home, but Juan Soto gets thrown out at 3rd. So there's 1 away as the Mets score another run.
Well, that was an interesting choice by the right fielder. By Bowen right there with the bases loaded. He could have thrown home for Bichette, but he threw out Juan. I mean, he's got his momentum coming. Well, that was an interesting choice on his part. Clearly out.
You think he would have had a chance on Bichette?
Well, that was a strong throw in. Throwing it to right. I would have thought that that ball would have had to throw home. So I just heard that was a no RBI because it's a double play. Oh boy. Oh, hang in there. Oh wow. I think in that case it should be an RBI. You hit a
Yeah, I don't think Soto expected the throw to go there. You could see even when Leaper was telling him to slide, he just kind of protecting his head.
So that's an F9 to 5. DP and no RBI.
But Ewing does get the job done. Puts the Mets up 4-0. 2 outs. Marcus Semien behind 1 and 2. Jared Young, the runner at first.
There's the home run by Semien in the second inning, make it 2-0, a hanging slider. Boy, his bats come alive.
Another one out to left field. Backing up is Taylor at the track. Makes the grab right at the wall.
Wow.
Marcus Semien vying for his 3rd home run in 2 days. But Taylor makes the nice defensive play.
What a play.
Mets score another 2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
In the order.
Here's a Ford 5th inning recap. Mets 4 runs on 8 hits. Carson Benj 3 for 3 today. Sean Manaea looking strong again.
Oh, is he pitching his way back into the rotation?
You know, it's interesting, Keith, because I think he's kind of there. Like, I think they can say all they want about he's available out of the bullpen and we're not sure, but I think it's becoming pretty obvious that Sean Manaea is a member of this rotation. The Mets just feel more comfortable, at least to this point, using an opener before him.
They need another starter, and he would fit the bill. I mean, Senga hasn't been pitching well.
Backhand throw.
Nice. Beatty lost his footing.
Got him
on that throw. And you know what? He made the right choice. Give the long hop to the first baseman. Long hops are easy picks for the first baseman. Watch his footing. Oh, slipped. And that's an easy pick when it's a long hop like that. Thank you, I would always say to Mike.
Would you instruct your infielders, especially your third baseman, to do that ever? There's a bunt. That'll go foul from Taylor.
It's when it's a long throw. Now watch his footing. This is what there he slipped, that back foot, and that's why he kind of spiked the ball. Would I tell an infielder to throw the long hop?
Yeah.
I think if he had smart infielders, you don't have to tell him. You know, Ozzie Smith was at shortstop, and if he was deep in the hole, he'd throw me a long hop. I'd always tell them the long hop's easy. They knew that.
Corner infielders in after Taylor tried to bunt. Does not here and takes strike 2. Samad Taylor called up on Wednesday after the Padres DFA'd Nick Castellanos. Talk about a rough business. They DFA'd Castellanos in the middle of his return to Philadelphia.
Right, they had on the board all all that lauding of him, and then see him. No one's picked him up. He's out in the bread line.
Well, still in that window right now, the DFA window. Turned on by Taylor, and that'll be down for a base hit. Samad Taylor, a lot of speed, but he holds up after making the wide turn at first.
And I believe has he been up in the big leagues before?
Taylor, he has.
Okay.
He was actually briefly teammates with MJ Melendez in Kansas City. Played 4 games for Seattle last year. He's tearing up the minors this season, hitting .319 in 51 games. Taylor a threat to run. Fermin
again.
Guys one to deep left field. Soto looking up, and back-to-back days. Freddie Fermin with a 2-run home run. This one pulls the Padres within 2.
well. Let's see the pitch. Oh, right down the pipe fastball. And he got it. He hit that one further than the one last night.
Second home run for Mean has hit off Sean Manaea in his career. And what a weird game. Freddie Fermin as low as you could possibly be. 0 for 30 before that home run last night, and now has hit 2 home runs in the span of 3 at-bats. And Tatis deposits that one into left field. That'll hit the wall. And Fernando Tatis Jr. with a double. So Sean Manaea, after retiring 8 straight batters, has given up 3 consecutive hits, the last 2 for extra bases.
Another hanging slider right there down the middle and up. Yeah, Brett knew he couldn't get it. Not tall enough.
Justin Willard, the pitching coach, on the mound to talk to Manaea.
Here's the home run from the over, looking down from above on high. Oh, just right down the middle. So you know those guys in Stratomatic, Steve, the Stratomatic cards, those guys that hit 220 and had like 15 home runs. Their home runs on the card, 1 to 3 columns, would be like 1, 2, and 3. You roll rolls that are hard to get.
Yep. So the odds of that happening twice in 3 at-bats, not very good.
So you would have rolled a 2-2, a 2-3, a 3-2. It doesn't happen very often.
Here's Jackson Merrill up as the tying run now. And Merrill with some hard contact, but Melendez is there to reel it in for out number 2. You know, Keith, I never have played Stratomatic in my life.
No, but a lot of people haven't. But I love it. I loved it.
Ty France now with 2 away. France having such a great year for the Padres, but Mets have held him in check in this series. 0 for 2 today. 1 for 9 on the weekend. There goes Tatis, the throw from Torrens, plenty of time. And Fernando Tatis Jr. making the final out at third base.
How can you do that with 2 outs?
Wow.
I mean, that is just not smart. Not smart.
Bank of America.
Well, good for the Mets, but I don't know what you are thinking if you're Fernando Tatis Jr. there.
I agree.
Go to the 6th. Brett Beatty leading off. Yuki Matsui still in the game for the Padres. It'll be Beatty, Melendez, and Torrens. We have seen Melendez pinch hit for quite a bit against lefties. But right now, at least, he's in the on-deck circle.
Well, you got defense. You want to keep your defense in, and you're ahead 4-2.
Plus, you'd assume that that bat would go right now to Mark Vientos, who is deeply slumping.
Well, Beatty is your best glove at third base. So you're up 4-2. You stay with your defense.
Popped up to shallow left field. Coming on is Taylor, and in foul territory slides to make the grab. How about that from Samad Taylor? We've seen some great defense in left field today.
We certainly had. He's made 3 very nice plays. This is the one that's in shallow. The other 2 were on the warning track. One against the wall.
So MJ Melendez left in there to bat. Will be just his 7th plate appearance against a lefty this season. And he takes strike one. How open MJ Melendez is.
Oh, he is more open against the lefty. That's interesting. It seems to be more open.
Ground ball, that's foul. Melendez 0 for 2 today. Made a spectacular grab in the second. Likely saved a run. Fly ball, right center field. Going back is Bowen at the track, leaping, it's gone. MJ Melendez left in to face the lefty, and he gets himself a home run, his 4th of the season, and the Mets extend their lead to 5-2.
Got a hanging breaking ball, curve. Well, here comes the hanger. Oh, and it stayed in where Melendez loves it. And he got it.
Second home run of the afternoon for the Mets. Luis Torrens takes fastball for a strike.
It's a big run to pick up right there.
So what a game for MJ Melendez. Doing it on both sides of the ball.
Well, there's Bowen right there. Nice leap. Nope. Out of reach.
'56th career home run for MJ Melendez, just his 9th against a lefty. Four extra base hits for the Mets this afternoon. 5 runs on 9 hits. Padres 2 runs on 4. As the Mets look to win this series and split the West Coast swing. Ground ball foul. Brooks Raley getting warm in the Mets pen. Raley well rested, hasn't pitched since Wednesday.
Yeah, 3 days. He's ready to rock. Oh,
another one bounced. Looked like Matsui caught a spike there.
Or he missed the landing spot.
Saw that last night as well with McLean.
Yes, one pitch.
Those are always scary.
Yes.
Ron Marinaccio up in the Padres pen, the local kid, Toms River, New Jersey native. Swung on a miss, strike 3, and 2 down here in the 6th. Well, at Yankee Stadium, 5-run 8th inning for the Yankees as they beat the Red Sox 6-1. Jazz Chisholm, a 3-run home run. Phillies beat the White Sox 9-5 this afternoon.
So the Phillies came back in that game. The Yankees had a big 5-run inning in the 8th, I believe, to win that.
That's accurate. Carson Bench working on a 3-hit game. Takes ball 1.
4-hit game. Oh, it's working.
He's working on. Yep.
I would. Okay.
Would you have said it differently?
Yeah, I would have said working on a 4-hit game. Remember I said it was a 4-for-4 day?
You did.
I come into the ballpark.
Let's see.
It's a 4-for-4 day. Yep.
Fly ball, deep right field. Going back is Bowen at the track, leaping, and it's gone. A home run for Carson Bench. A 4-for-4 day this afternoon at Petco Park. 7th home run of the season for Bench, and the Mets retake a 4-run lead. Nailed it, Keith.
I told you it was a 4-for-4 day. Right, almost in the same spot as Melendez. Interesting little leg kick, good balance. Big, boy, he's got a big follow through.
We'll get a pitching change. Yuki Matsui out after giving up a pair of solo shots in the 6th.
Prevagen for your brain.
4-hit day for Carson Bench.
How about that? With a home run.
New pitcher Ron Marinaccio for the Padres. By the way, Yuki Matsui had only given up 1 earned run this season.
Yep, well, he got touched up here. 2 lefties got him. There's Marinaccio's numbers.
Last Mets rookie with a 4-hit game was Ronnie Mauricio last season.
Oh.
Alvarez did it in 2023. Alonso did it twice in 2019. And Jeff McNeil did it once in 2018. Bichette gets a hold of that one, but it goes foul.
Bichette's found it. He looks good.
Last 4 games has raised his average 23 points. Bo Bichette.
He's found it.
But he goes down swinging there to end the inning. Still, the Mets get both runs back. Bench and Melendez solo shots. Can't come to San Diego and not see Tony Gwynn everywhere. So missed. Passed away in June of 2014, but one of the most pure hitters in the history of the game. 338 career batting average. Hit almost 400 in 1994. 15-time All-Star, 5 Gold Gloves, and after he was done playing, he was a coach at San Diego State. Brooks Raley, the new pitcher for the Mets, and he will face Ty France to lead off this inning, who played for Tony Gwynn at San Diego State. France has some great Tony Gwynn stories, but he recalled one time during a team-wide hitting slump that Gwynn walked into the cage during batting practice and he started calling out exactly on the field where he was going to hit the ball, and he did it every time, and then he walked out and he just said to the rest of the team, see guys, it's not that hard.
I'm not surprised. I can tell you one thing. We were in Double-A in Little Rock, Arkansas with the Cardinals, and we were struggling, and Joe Medwick, the great Joe Ducky Medwick from the Gas House Gang, was our hitting coach, and there's only one hitting coach, and he would travel around, so he would come in for a homestand. Joe was Ducky because he walked like this, and he was like 78 years old.
Yeah.
He got in the batter's box, and he did the exact same thing. 78 years old, threw the bat down, said,
Yeah,
"That's how it's done."
Not that hard. I love it.
I'll never forget it.
I love it. Well, you know, Tony Gwynn was really the first major league hitter to dive into video. You know, he used to have, I believe he used to have his wife record on VHSs.
Yep.
And so it shouldn't be any surprise that when he was at San Diego State, as Machado flies out for the second out, he used to burn video onto DVDs and hand them to his players in a slip, expecting them to watch and study, and then he would quiz them on what he burned onto the DVDs. So Ty France says that by the end of his 3 years there, he thinks he's accumulated roughly 300 DVDs from Tony Gwynn.
Really?
Yeah. Quick 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th for Brooks Raley.
My dad videoed every game when I got him the big satellite dish. So I have all my just about every at bat as a Met because it was WOR.
You still have?
Oh yeah, and they were in the old VHSs.
Yeah.
And so I had them put into disc, and I have them.
You ever go back and watch them?
I have, not lately. There's one particular play I made in the field with Ron pitching, and it was against the Cubs. I made a great play that I would like to see again, but I don't remember the year.
The 1-2 to Bogarts, 2-2.
And Ronnie knows the play too.
Well, now you have to have them digitized. So you went from VHS to DVD.
Right.
Now DVD is outdated.
Yep.
You have to get them digitized. And it's 3-2. One more thing that Ty France said Tony Gwynn told him that still sticks with him to this day. Said of all the things that they tell you to think about when you're in the box, here's all you should be thinking about. Get in position and take a good swing.
Yes. Keep it simple.
Gwynn told France that on his first day with the team.
Tony was a great hitter. Line drive hitter. You know, when he first came up too, he was a terrific outfielder and a terrific arm. So he wasn't just a one-dimensional player.
Swung on a miss, strike 3. 1-2-3 inning for Brooks Raley here in the 6th. Mets up 6-2 as we head to the 7th inning. Juan Soto leads off. It'll be Soto, Young, and Ewing for the Mets. Juan Marinaccio, the pitcher. And Soto takes a step back. Was never going to swing there.
He does that on occasion.
Talking with home plate umpire Chad Fairchild about something. It's 1-0. Soto a pair of walks. Now it looks like Fairchild saying something to Marinaccio. That one clips the corner for strike 1. We were talking about Tony Gwynn in the last half inning. Off the glove of Marinaccio, fielded by Tatis, and he gets Soto. So the old 1-4-3 ground out for the first out of the inning. But some of the craziest Tony Gwynn stats. He had more walks than strikeouts in 19 straight seasons.
I believe that.
Faced Greg Maddux 107 times, did not strike out once.
It's remarkable that many at bats, but I'm not surprised. you know, Maddox was a contact pitcher, and Tony, you couldn't strike him out.
Well, in 1995, he struck out 15 times all season.
Can you imagine?
Hit 368.
And hitting 368. Wow.
Only struck out 3 times in a game, 1 time in his entire career. Remarkable, remarkable hitter.
Yes. Oh, how many batting titles?
That's a good question.
Did he get more than Musial had the record in the National League? I think Musial had 6. I'm not sure if Tony surpassed Musial.
We'll take a look. Let's see. 8-time batting champ.
That's, I think, if you look up Stan, I think Stan had 6.
Popped up, but that should get down foul. Off the netting foul. You never know with Samad Taylor out there. Musial, a 7-time batting champ.
Yeah, see, I was right. He surpassed him. Can you imagine that many titles? I guess you were the best hitter. And Musial was just a fabulous player.
Five seasons of over 200 hits for Tony Gwynn. That one hits Jared Young, and that hurts.
Got him on the foot.
Yeah.
Back foot and got him pretty good too. Make you do the Mexican hat dance there. That hurts.
A.J. Ewing, next batter up. Jared Young at first. Well, you saw on that screen an RBI for A.J. Ewing. They apparently changed it, and they did give him the RBI.
They did give him good.
For that sac fly in the 5th. Ewing takes it for a ball, and it'll be challenged by Freddie Fermin.
Yep.
Flipped the bottom of the zone.
And got the corner.
From 1-1 to 0-2. Did you see that from Jared Young?
Yes, I did.
It's like he's kind of shaking out that right arm as he takes his lead.
Like the funky chicken.
No, you have to have your arm bent to do the funky chicken. That one taken for a ball, and
I think
yet again for me in challenges.
I think it's a strike. If anything, it'll be low.
Strike 3. So a heck of a job by Freddie Fermin, getting 2 strikes overturned in the second out of the inning. Two outs now for Marcus Semien. 1 home run already today and nearly hit a second one. Samad Taylor robbed him at the wall in the 5th inning. Fly ball again to left field. Taylor ranging back, a couple steps in front of the warning track, 2 hands, to end the inning. We're through 6.5. Mets on top by 4. 5,500 Little Leaguers out here today, and so it's only appropriate that we show you some of our Little Leaguers from back at home. 9U Gold in Cranford, New Jersey. I like those uniforms.
I always love this little segment we show all the time.
The Blue Bandits.
The ladies
Got their snacks. Ooh, some pizza.
Oh, wow.
Congrats to the Gold Coast Stingers. Looks like they won something. The Blue Storm in Bedford. Bottom left, you got a Mets sweatshirt on.
There we go. Hillcrest Lakers. Yonkers. Luckily one guy with the goatee, lower left.
That's tremendous. But as we said, ton of Little Leaguers out here today, and just a ton of people. Again, 41,159 on hand, 28th sellout in 35 home games this season. Petco Park averaging the second highest home attendance in Major League Baseball, just over 41,500. So we head to the bottom of the 7th on this gorgeous afternoon in San Diego. A.J. Minter, next man up.
Yeah, they're giving A.J. some work. He got a day's rest through 14 pitches in the first game of the series.
He'll face Miguel Andujar. Andujar swinging first pitch, fouls it straight back. It'll be Andujar, Bowen, and Taylor for the Padres.
Boy, Raley just had an easy inning. 2 strikeouts, 1, 2, 3.
There's a soft ground ball coming in as Beatty on the run makes the good throw, but Andujar beats it out.
Well, that's the one downside when you play the third baseman so deep like they do today. He had a long way to come for that ball, and you're just not going to throw anybody out with halfway decent speed.
Looks like Andujar may have been a little shaken up on that. Walking gingerly back to first right now. Infield single for Andujar. Padres have the leadoff runner on in the 7th. Jace Bowen now 0 for 2. Bowen making just his 3rd major league start. Made his major league debut on Tuesday, called up after Ramon Laureano went on the IL. And he takes strike 1. Sixth game back for A.J. Minter. Four and a third scoreless so far. Into center field, going back is A.J. Ewing. Onto the warning track, and he makes the grab a couple of steps in front of the wall. A long first out of the inning.
Ball's carrying the day.
Sure is.
Did you see the text? Did you get a text from Gary Cohn?
I didn't.
I did, and my phone is silent.
What did it say?
So I called 2:30 Gary right away. The score's got it wrong. It's an RBI for Ewing and a sacrifice fly. Sorry, Gary, I didn't. I'm just picking this up right now. And in only the 3rd 4-hit game for the Mets this year, Simeon and Bichette.
Is that right?
Gary, what? Go take the dogs for a walk, would you? Go take the dogs for a walk.
Well, Andujar now is leaving the game. I said he did look like he was shaken up. And so after staying in for the Bowen at bat, he will exit.
Johnson will pinch hit.
Bryce Johnson, the pinch runner at first base. No, I haven't gotten a single text from Gary today. I don't know if that means I'm doing well or he's got to talk to me. You know?
Well, I also got a text this morning. Ties Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. We can wear polos.
Well, Friday you can wear whatever you want because it's an Apple game.
Oh, that's right. So
Thursday and afternoon.
Right.
So not warm enough in New York still?
No. Amazing, huh? Gosh, we're going to be in the middle of June.
It's enough already. Enough. Yeah, every time we leave, it gets very hot there. I think it's been pretty hot in New York this weekend.
Bring it on.
Taylor lays down a bunt, but it goes foul. What do you think of bunting here for Taylor? You're down 4 runs.
You know what? You're down 4 runs. You can run. If you can bunt his way on, make it first and second, yes. We got a problem with that.
Taylor on base twice already today. Walked in the second, singled and scored in the 5th. And he lines that one just foul.
That's that signature cutter that A.J. Minter throws to right-handers. He has always been his go-to pitch.
Well, breaking news, Keith.
Yes.
The Dodgers are losing a game to the Angels, 6-1 at Dodger Stadium.
Boy, the Angels just gone in the tank.
Ground ball, flip to Simeon for 1. The turn not in time with the speed of Samad Taylor, but the Mets get the lead base runner. 2 away. Well, you have to be above the tank to go in the tank. And it feels like the Angels have been living in the tank for a long time now.
Well, the Brewers clobbered. Who'd they clobber today? Colorado? 12-4. St. Louis won late, came back and beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati's kind of going south.
Mets will see St. Louis on this next homestand.
Yes,
St. Louis, one of the
surprises,
really big surprises in a positive way this season. Them and the White Sox. It's expected to be a rebuilding year. A lot of youth.
Yep.
Jordan Walker really coming into his own.
He's got almost 50 RBIs, and I'm very anxious to see him swing the bat.
Youngest roster in Major League Baseball. They've shown some gumption, come from behind wins. Really breathing some much needed new life into that franchise after a tough few years.
Yep. And it's back to the Mets. They will play 3 against the Cardinals, and then over the weekend play 3 against the Braves, and they go on the road 3 in Cincinnati and 4 in Philadelphia. This is a tough month.
I think it's 3 in Philadelphia.
Is it 3? That's right.
This is the off day on that Friday
That's
in between, right?
It's the weird off day.
Yes. But yes, it's a very, very difficult road ahead for the Mets. And here's the NL Central. Once again, the Brewers right on top of the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Brewers
5 back.
The Brewers took them a while to get the engine warm.
Ground ball. Beatty coming in. Goes the long way. And that'll do it. Through 7. Mets on top 6-2.
Hey, Gary Apple and Jerry Blevins inside our SNY studios. Mercedes-Benz postgame live on the way. Solid game for Carson Bench.
He looks really good. That bat's coming alive, and he looks really good. Familiar to a former teammate of mine that's a lefty hitter in the outfield.
Oh, some intrigue. See you guys on the postgame.
All right, guys, looking forward to it. We head to the 8th inning. Mets up 6-2, 6 runs on 10 hits. Ron Marinaccio still out there on the mound for the Padres. Brett Beatty leads off. Beatty 1 for 3. Had a double in the 4th.
Well, it's also a guarantee now that Carson Bench will have a chance at a 5-hit day.
Only 3 Mets rookies have ever had 5 hits and a home run in a game. Pete Alonso did it in 2019, Alex Ochoa in 1996, and John Milner in 1972. So Benj with a chance at some Mets history when he comes up.
John the Hammer Milner, dead pull hitter.
It's been a good series for Brett Beatty. Four for 10. Couple RBIs, the double today. Mets really need him to be what he was in the second half last year. Just lengthens the lineup so much if they could get that production back. And he works the count full. Luke Weaver up in the Mets pen. And he works a walk. Brett Beatty on for the second time this afternoon. You know, Dodgers must have hurt us, Keith. It was 6-1 like, I don't know, 3 minutes ago.
Too good to be true.
6-5 now.
Too good to be true.
MJ Melendez. Home run in the 6th, and he hits hard contact, but right at the right fielder, Jace Bowen, for the first out. So that'll bring up Luis Torrens. We were talking earlier, Keith, about how it was such an odd situation when he came to San Diego, a Rule 5 pick, had only played A ball. And I was talking to Andy Green, Mets farm director, the manager, as we mentioned, in 2017 when this happened. It was such a different time for the Padres. He said they had such a low payroll. They used to view the Rule 5 draft as a way to get top talent into the organization, even if they weren't ready to be in the big leagues. And so, you know, Luis Torrens, he wasn't ready to be in the big leagues. They kept him on the roster the entire year, though, and then sent him right back to Single A as Beatty is off and running. Fouled off, though. We'll have to go back. So they sent Torrens back to Single A after that full season in the bigs in 2017.
It was kind of a wasted year for him.
Well, that's the thing is, you know, the Padres were trying to figure something out, but Andy Green readily admitted we probably stunted his growth.
Yeah, you impeded his improvement, his experience.
Made just 6 starts and 29 plate appearances in the final 2 months of that season, did Torrens. One other thing that Andy Green said is that, you know, when they made those picks, and he said they made 3 Rule 5 draft picks, the first 3 picks of that draft, they traded up to get those picks. He was most nervous about Torrens because it's one thing if you get, you know, a bench player and you want to stash him on the side of the bench forever, but a backup catcher you have to play, and it's not just about him, but about the pitchers who have to throw to him. But what he said about Torrens as he goes down swinging is that as nervous as he was to have Torrens at that time, within about a month he quickly became one of his favorite players because of his work ethic and smarts.
Up and in fastball right there. Still great pitch.
So here's Carson Benj now, a chance at history. Chance for a 5-for-5 afternoon. Brett Beatty gets back.
Well, that'd be nice. This nice, you know, 5-for-5s. That's the one beauty about in your top of the order, top 3 in the order, and you play on the road. You got always a great chance to get 5 ABs.
Taking on the inside corner for strike 1.
Because you're always going to hit in the 9th inning. When you're home, you win a game, you don't hit in the bottom of the 9th.
Hot shot, fair ball. He's got it. A 5-for-5 day for Carson Benj. He's rounding first. He'll head into second. Brett Beatty being waved around third. It's a triple for Benj and an RBI as Brett Beatty scores. What an afternoon for the kid. 5-for-5 for Carson Benj.
Have a day. Oh, change up in the middle and down. Right down the line, bullet. And then he just turned the Jets on. Have a day, young man.
First 5-hit game for a Met since 2023. Francisco Lindor and Brandon Nimmo both had one in that year. And we mentioned earlier in the inning, just the 4th Met rookie to ever have 5 hits and a home run in the game. And maybe, we'll have to take a look, but maybe the first ever to have 5 hits, a home run, and a triple in one game.
Gosh, he couldn't mix in a double. He had a cycle. What a day.
So apparently Alex Ochoa in 1996 had the 5-hit game and a home run and a triple in that game.
The triple's always the hard one to get.
You know, the one thing that Carlos Mendoza always harps on with Benj is how you never know if he had a big day the day before or if he was slumping. Today came into the game having a rough series, just 1 for 8, 2 strikeouts, and puts together one of the best individual performances we've seen from a Met offensively this year.
It puts a smile on the manager's face right there.
That one, nicely scooped by Tatis. By France on the backhand, and he flips to retire the side. Heading to the bottom of the 8th with the Mets up by 5. What a day for this kid. Carson Benj, 5-for-5, home run, RBI triple.
One of many. Just the beginning. Looks like a young and budding career, and his other outfield mate over there in center field, the same. And that's Luke Weaver's numbers. And ever since that 2-run home run he gave up against the Miami that lost the game, he has just been outstanding.
14 consecutive scoreless appearances, 16 innings over that time, 9 hits, 4 walks, 19 strikeouts. Face the top of the order for the Padres in the 8th. The Spectrum high-speed hitting. Tatis with the hardest hit ball of the day, a double in the 5th. And then Benj and Melendez. I like seeing that, the results, the double and the 2 home runs, as Weaver gets him to go around 1 and 2. You know, when the high-speed hitting is like a ground out, not as impactful.
I know. I love it when I say, I'm hitting in bad luck. Look at my exit velo. Hit him where they ain't.
Into center field. Backing up is Ewing. Takes a look at the wall and adjusts to make the grab for the first out.
I tell you what, the outfield defense with those kids out there, those 2 young men, really fun to watch.
Got to imagine as a pitcher too, when you have that type of defense behind you gives you a little extra confidence to just challenge hitters.
Well, I guess one of the best defensive teams of my career was the '82 Cardinals, and I was a member of it. I had Tommy Herr at second, Ozzie the Wiz at short, Ken Obergefell at third. I was at first. You had George Hendrick in right, who was really terrific. Willie McGee in center, and everybody said they called Lonnie Smith in left skates. But Lonnie had good lateral movement. He can cover laterally from line to gap. And that was just a solid defensive team.
Here's the 0-2 to Jackson Merrill. Outside. Merrill 0 for 2 with a walk. His batting average down to 198 this season. Off the end of the bat.
You're going to beat it out.
To his right. Strong throw, but Merrill beats it out with his speed. Another infield hit for the Padres. 1 on, 1 out. Our baseball insiders break down all the latest Mets and Yanks storylines on Baseball Night in New York, weeknights at 6 p.m. only on SNY. Ty France, next man up. Rough afternoon, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, grounded into a double play in the first. Taking a big old hack, 0-1. When we were talking about Luis Torrens and his history with the Padres, he and Ty France were actually traded together to Seattle. This is Ty France's second stint with the Padres now. 0-2. France was an all-star with Seattle in 2022. Also played for Cincinnati, Minnesota, and Toronto. Re-signed with the Padres on a minor league deal in February. And he takes ball 1.
Boy, it just seems like the Mets just tacked on and made it a 4-2 ball game. Padres in the 5th, top of the 5th, and the Mets just bottom of the 5th, excuse me. And the Mets just piled on, and it just like it's taken the air out of the stadium and out of the Padres.
Lifted into right center field. Benj underneath it, and there's 2 away. Mets have scored a run in 5 of the 8 innings that they've played so far today. A run in the first, a run in the second, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 1 in the 8th. 2 away now for Manny Machado. 0 for 3. Machado takes one on the corner. One for 11 in this series. 2 strikeouts for Machado. And it's 0-2. Machado's going to challenge that one.
It's borderline.
And he wins it. We count 1-1 now. '15th big league season for Machado, 8th as a Padre. Taken low, 2-1. 7-time All-Star. Top 5 in MVP voting 4 times. But fighting it these first couple of months in 2026. That's a ground ball to Beatty. Going to be a long throw. And it's offline. The runner will advance to third on the throwing error. And Machado reaches with 2 outs. So runners at the corners for the Padres.
He would have had him there. He just kind of airmailed it here. So another offer for Machado. Boy.
But the inning gets extended for Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts 1 for 3. Takes that ball low. Into left center field. There's that range for A.J. Ewing, who makes the grab and maintains the scoreless inning streak for Luke Weaver, now 15 consecutive. But with some help from the kid, what a grab from A.J. Ewing.
Get on.
Keith, you were prescient today. You talked about the outfield defense with these 2 kids, and it is on full display.
Look at him go run and get this. And then, you know, it's been so obvious since those 2 have been out there, and they've moved, particularly moved Bench to right field with the strong arm. It is just fun to watch them. And the defense, you got 2 guys that can run and go get them. And it is just what a difference it makes. And that's inspiring for a team. You know, you think, okay, come from behind wins with the bat. They're just as inspiring when there's defense like that.
And it's youthful energy, right?
Oh, I'm telling you what, it's just so fun for me to watch. And, you know, you're up here, you mentioned you're down there, you can't really appreciate it. You've seen it here all 3 games.
Yes.
It is terrific.
That is a noticeable difference for me. I mean, I knew it. You know, you understand just how good they've been. But, again, when you're up here, there are certain times that the ball's off the bat and you feel, all right, that's a base hit, or that's going to be a really difficult play. And you just keep seeing Benj and Ewing in position to make those plays. It's been really impressive to watch. And then, of course, you tack on the 5-hit day for Carson Bench today. It's been great for the 2 of them. By the way, I do have to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you know who has the most 5-hit games in Mets history?
I do not.
I do.
Who?
You.
Tell me. How many?
3. The only Met with 3 5-hit games.
Was there any surprise in that?
No, not at all. My only surprise is that
3?
you didn't know.
I had 3 5-hit games? Really?
All of them in 1985 in August, September, and October.
I remember the one in San Diego. I believe it was San Diego. I hit 4, 5 rockets. And it was just, it was my greatest day I've ever had. I hit 4 clothesline bullets. And I think I got a home run too. I'm not sure. You know what I said when I came to the ballpark in San Diego? It was like, it's a 4 for 4 day.
Well, there's only been 3 players. By the way, we do have confirmation. Yes, you did hit a home run.
Okay.
But there have only been 3 players with 2 5-hit games: Rusty Staub, Mike Piazza, and Brandon Nimmo.
So that's all career, not for a year.
For the Mets. Yeah, career for the Mets. 2 Mets have had 6-hit games. Edgardo Alfonzo and Wilmer Flores. But barring a huge inning here in the 9th, or something going horribly wrong in the bottom of the inning, Carson Bench will have to just stick with the 5.
There's a challenge here.
Jared Young thinks he's worked a walk.
He's already taken his equipment off.
And he's right about that.
Now that's confidence.
Coming up later tonight on Honda Sports Night at 11. We got all the action around Major League Baseball. Apparently there's a big game in New York City tomorrow night, despite the off day for the Mets. And Ian Begley will join the show, I'm assuming, to talk about that game. A.J. Ewing now. Ewing 0 for 3. Had the RBI in the 5th. The road ahead presented by Infinity. Cardinals, Braves, Reds.
Cardinals did not look good in that series. It was early in the year. That was it the first road trip?
It was the first road trip. Yep. Cardinals won the series. All the games were close. Did you see that stat about the Braves just there, though? Runners in scoring position almost hitting 300 almost as a team.
Wow.
291.
That's why they're having their comeback wins. Had one today. 3-2 win. Swept the Pirates. Let them know who's the boss. That was always fun when you went into on the road. Sweeps were great, but sweeps on the road were real good.
Fouled off again. Wandy Peralta, the pitcher for the Padres in this 9th inning. 11-year veteran. 3rd season with San Diego. Good eye by Ewing, 2-2. Well, the Dodgers got close, as we mentioned, 6-5, but the Angels now in the bottom of the 7th, they're up 12-5. So they scored another 6 runs.
Okay, it looks like they got that one in the bag.
Devin Williams.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched. Devin, gosh, he hasn't.
Since Monday.
It's 5 days he hasn't pitched. Hanging in there. It's been a tough at bat. Remember, Ewing last night had a terrific at bat against Mason Miller in the 9th and worked a walk. Took a nasty slider down and in for ball 4. So impressed me, and here he is having another tough at bat against a left-hander.
And he gets a hold of that one for a base hit. A.J. Ewing.
I think the Mets have 2 gold nuggets sitting right there. Ewing and Benj. Look at that. Nice level swing.
You can really see it. I agree, Keith. 2 real building blocks for the future.
No doubt.
So here's Simeon now and swinging first pitch. Let's see, is that one going to fall? And it does. So the Mets have the bases loaded now with 1 out. Young had to make sure that fell before heading into third. And Marcus Semien with a 2-hit afternoon.
I hear "Let's go Mets" chants.
A.J. Young was still wrapping the oven mitt.
Yeah, he knows how to run the bases. Look at that. That's picture perfect.
You got to know, though, if Simeon's sitting behind you, you get that oven mitt on fast, because Simeon's going to swing first pitch quite a bit. Brett Beatty now with the bases loaded. Beatty on base twice this afternoon. Doubled in the fourth, walked and scored in the eighth. Take strike one, 1-1. Young at third, Ewing at second, Semien at first. One out here in the ninth inning. Mets up 7-2, looking to take the series. Swing and a miss, 1-2. MJ Melendez awaits on deck. That's a soft ground ball. Coming home with it is Machado.
Oh, boy.
Staying on the plate is Freddie Fermin for the second out.
Threw that ball sidearm, and that ball ran into the runner. Almost got his catcher hurt. Watch the sidearm, and it's going to run into the runner.
Mets have had at least one base runner on in every single inning this afternoon. Now it's up to Melendez to try and extend the lead further. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
I really think that Padres are in trouble. They're in big trouble.
On the verge of losing their 11th in their last 13. Meanwhile, if the Mets can hold on, it'd be 7 of 10. Timeout called by Melendez. Popped up. Ranging out is Tatis, shielding his eyes from the sun. And he pulls it in. So the Mets load the bases, but do not score. We head to the bottom of the ninth now. Mets up by
Crazy.
New pitcher for the Mets, Devin Williams, has now worked since Monday.
Right. 5 days rest. He needs some work, much like Mason Williams when he came in here the first game.
Yeah, Mason Miller, yeah.
Yeah, he hadn't pitched in a week.
Bryce Johnson leads off for the Padres. First plate appearance of the afternoon. He came on for Miguel Andujar after he exited with an injury. And it's quickly 0-2. Final game the Mets will play on the West Coast this season. Popped up on the infield. Bichette takes charge. One away. I should say final game in the regular season, because before the game today, Carlos Mendoza made a point of saying, well, we hope we're back out here. There's a good chance if we make the playoffs, we'll be back out here. Jace Bowen takes ball 1. He's going to challenge. And that does flip the corner as a strike, so the challenge upheld.
Been a lot of overturns with Fairchild behind the plate.
Oh, the call was overturned, so that was a challenge from Luis Torrens. Okay. And it's 0-2. Got him swinging the airbender. 2 down.
All right, let's put. Look how he gets real sidearm and turns that ball over. It's almost like a screwball.
One out to go. Samad Taylor, the batter for the Padres.
Need to put this game to bed. Get these guys on an airplane home.
Strike 1. Samad Taylor on base twice. Walked in the second. Single and a run scored in the 5th. He's been flashing the leather out there and left. Devin Williams pitching for the first time since Monday, where he pitched a scoreless 9th inning in an extra inning loss to Seattle. That one gets away from him. Taylor holds his swing. Another challenge by Torrens. This one is upheld. Three and 1 count. And he walked him. So now it's up to Freddie Fermin to try and extend the game for the Padres. Fermin, the hero last night. Home run yesterday and followed it up with a home run this afternoon. There goes Taylor. No throw. Defensive indifference. Strike 1. '24th appearance for Devin Williams. That one misses down and away. And Fermin into left field. That'll be an RBI base hit. Samad Taylor comes around to score. Fermin standing up at second with a double. And the Padres tack on a run at 7-3.
Driven in all 3 runs for the Pods. He's awakened. There's no such word as awoken.
Awakened.
Awakened.
Yes, awakened.
I stand corrected.
Well, Freddie Fermin, the Padres have only scored 6 runs in this series, and Freddie Fermin has accounted for 5 of them. 2 two-run home runs and an RBI double. You just never know. Back to the top of the order now, Fernando Tatis.
A lot of wishful thinking I'm hearing out there.
And that's a strike. Well, the fans that have stuck around,
a lot haven't.
Still trying to urge their team on.
You're going back on the charter, Steve?
I am. You're not?
No. I'm going to take the red eye. I can spend a little time with my granddaughter.
She just moved out here, you said?
Yeah, she just moved out.
How's she liking it?
She loves it. She doesn't like the paycheck, what they take out of her paycheck. But I told her, I warned her.
Clips the corner, 2-2. And for this weather, we'll take it.
Yep. She's having a wonderful time.
She come to any of the games?
All of them. She's here today. She loves baseball.
Airbender gets him, and that'll do it. The Mets with a 7-3 victory, completing the series win, going 3-3 on the road trip, now 7-3 in their last 10 games. And how about that kid, Carson Benj? Best game of his young career, 5 for 5, a home run and a triple.
You got that right, and 2 RBIs. Don't forget that. 3 runs scored. Also home runs from Melendez. Let's not forget him. And Simeon. Just a good game. Minaya gets the win.
Today's win is brought to you by Moomoo. Download the app for access to exclusive Mets perks and smarter trading. Moomoo Financial Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Well, here's your game summary. Sean Manaea came in bulk relief, went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. Carson Benj, what a day. The Mets, 7 runs on 13 hits. The Padres have now lost 11 of their last 13 games. The Amazing Mets Foundation is proud to contribute $2,500 to Northwell Health and the Katz Institute for Women's Health for every Mets win. For more information, visit northwell.edu/cats. The total contributed this season is $72,500. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Toyota. Dear summer, go farther with Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. By Prevagen. By HSS, #1 in orthopedics and the official hospital of the New York Mets. And by Genesis. Discover the award-winning lineup of Genesis SUVs and sedans at your local tri-state Genesis retailer. Once again, the final score from out here in San Diego. Mets win the series, winning the rubber game by the final score of 7-3. Our next SNY telecast is Tuesday as the Mets welcome the St. Louis Cardinals to town. A lot to celebrate in that outfield. The 3 of them, all with big contributions to the Mets' victory. That's going to do it for us. For Keith Hernandez, Michelle Margone, our entire SNY crew, I'm Steve Gelbs. Thanks so much for joining us. After the break, it's Jerry Blevins and Gary Apple.
This game live. When we come back, I want to hear from the manager. We will hear Carlos Mendoza, his take on what he saw from Carson Benj today. Benj, 5 for 5 in the home run off the lefty. We'll come back in a moment.
Mercedes-Benz Postgame Live is presented by Mercedes.